I want to thank a few people who make this possible. All the maintenance folks who do the setup for this for us, and people like Mark Artisan and Barry McAllister who help us with the sound and the video and things of that nature. All of our coaches, Miss Susan and the folks from the food staff, because they bring in all these plates and forks. And most importantly, Ms. Dreyer, Amanda Dreyer, where are you? Right over here. Who coordinates all of this, puts it together, and without whom it absolutely would not happen. So if we could hear just a round of applause for those folks. We're going to honor 13 boys today. We will go alphabetically by sport, and within each sport alphabetically. We have 12 here who are seniors. We have one, Henry Hilbert, who graduated last year, who's taken a gap year. He is here by Skype from Morocco, and so that'll be a first for our signing day. And hopefully that works out all right. This is a proud moment for all of you, boys, but also your parents, and we're proud of you as your teachers and coaches and administrators. Parents, I want to tell you that this is a culmination for you of a lot of effort. I look out and I see a lot of parents who I know have been taking kids to ball practices or to the court or to the swimming pool from the time they were little, in all kinds of weather, hot weather, rainy weather, you name it. And this is sort of the culmination of that, because after this, it goes by really quickly. I want to tell you, the next 4 years will go by like like a flicker on a movie screen. I watched my son play his last baseball game at Middlebury last May, and it, boom, went by like that. So soak in these next 4 years, enjoy them. Guys, I'm excited for you because you have so much to look forward to. You got a lot of fun and a lot of hard work to look forward to. You're going to have times when you shed tears of joy, but tears of anguish as well. You're going to learn some incredible life lessons, maybe more important lessons than you may learn in the classroom. And perhaps most importantly, you're going to make some extraordinary and enduring friendships. So I'm really excited for you guys for those opportunities. When we have these things, I always ask the guys who are signing to do 3 things. Number one, when you get to college, I want you to be the very best students you can be. For most of you, you're probably not going to make a living in sports. And what you do in the classroom is what will endure and what will matter. So be the best students and give the same effort in the classroom that you do on the sports field. Secondly, be the best teammates that you can be. There's a lot of focus on me these days. Me, my happiness, it's all about me. It's not. It's not about you. It's about other people, and it's about learning to be really good teammates and people who help those around them. So work on doing that. And then thirdly, be the best people you can be. My favorite coach is Coach Tim Corbin over at Vanderbilt, and he tells every kid in that program and every kid who comes through his camps that you are walking, talking billboards for your parents. So look out at your parents. Everything you do reflects on them. It reflects on us at this school. So keep that in mind and be the best people you can be. If you do those things, you will not only have a successful 4 years, but you're going to have a really successful next 40 years in whatever you choose to do. All right? So with that, we're going to start off. Parents, the way this is going to work, when the coach finishes talking about your son, come on up. Bring any family you've got. And if you've got a lot of extended people, we can do those photos after. But bring your family up. Take some pictures behind your son while he signs and puts his cap on. Then we'll go to the next boy, and we'll move down through the row as quickly as we can. First up is baseball, since that starts with a B. That's Coach Anderson. And I also want to say at the end, I told the boys this, I want to get all of us together in a picture that we will send to Mr. Joya as well, so don't disperse at the end. First up's baseball, and that's Coach Anderson.
Good morning. Tripper's been on the varsity since his sophomore year. He saw limited action as a sophomore, but he hit .360 with only 31 plate appearances and pitched 10 innings and a 1.96 ERA. As a junior, he aided the team with a .309 average with 7 hit by pitches, which was first on the team, 24 RBIs, which was first on the team, and 7 doubles, which was tied for second. On the mound, he was the closer, and he had a 2-0 record with 2 saves while only pitching in 19 innings. He had a 0 ERA and logged a .632 whip, which anything below a 1 is exceptional. Tripper was also elected Honorable Mention Division II All-Region for 2019. I'm proud of you and your accomplishments, and I know that you'll make a great impact at Kenyon. Congratulations, Tripper. All right, next will be Sam Kirkpatrick. If I could bottle the energy, enthusiasm, and passion that Sam Kirkpatrick has on the field and has about the game of baseball, I would be a wealthy man. As a sophomore, he hit .320 at 29 plate appearances with 1 double and 5 RBIs. Sam's most influential moment in 2018 was his appearance on the mound to close out the sweep versus Ensworth. As a junior, Sam hit .258 with 11 walks, 17 RBIs, which was tied for third, 6 doubles, which was tied for fourth, 4 triples, which was first place, and I don't like to mention it, 1 home run. Okay? And he scored 30 runs, which is pretty impressive. Sam will be anchoring our infield at shortstop in 2020. I know that Sam will continue bringing the same effort and passion at Holy Cross next year. Congratulations, Sammy. Brennan Roach is a special player. He does anything asked of him without questioning or complaining. His work ethic over the last 2 years has been integral to our overall success. Brennan's role as a sophomore was much different than in 2019. During his sophomore season, he was behind a fellow teammate, who will be nameless, and we couldn't get him out of the lineup. Roach never said a word except, "I'll do anything for the team." So he was a defensive replacement late in the game and didn't hit much. That role changed drastically in 2019 when that same teammate went down with an injury. He filled his shoes pretty sufficiently. Roach hit .400 with 13 doubles, 17 RBIs, while only striking out 14 times in 116 plate appearances. He also had a 3.94 ERA on the mound. With all of this success, Brennan was selected to the 2019 D2 All-Region and All-State teams. I know that you will make a great impact at DePaul as a person in the classroom and on the diamond. Congratulations, Roachy.
All right, next up is Coach Kessler with the crew program. He'll be talking about Wesley Hirschman, who is going to be attending Princeton. And I should have said, by the way, before we started, that as proud as I am of their athletic abilities, I'm also extremely proud if you look at the quality of the schools up here. There's some tremendous academic schools. We're really proud of that.
Wesley began coxing the high school boys when he was a 7th grader. So throughout his entire 5-year career so far, he has been the young guy in all the boats. He has never once been in a boat before this year of being the guy the same age of everybody else he's steering. The role of the coxie is to be the leader, the coach on the water, and even though he was one of the younger guys on the water, he never shied away from that responsibility and taking that leadership. Already, in his first 3 years, he has 7 medals from the Midwest Championships, 3 national qualifying positions, and 2 top 10 finishes. This spring, he will be only the 2nd boy in the 153-year history of NBA to get a 6th-year varsity letter, and is looking to be the first NBA boy to qualify for the Nationals all 4 years of his career. I could not think of a better representative of our program in this school to send off to Princeton. Congrats, Hershey.
Next up will be Coach Uvar to talk about 3 football players, Ned Freeland, who's going to Penn, Hedges Hayworth, who's going to Washington and Lee, and Jordan Turks, who's going to Austin Peay. Coach Uvar.
Good morning. I'll start with Hedges since you messed up the alphabetical order there, I believe. Hedges was a 3-year starter at linebacker for the Big Red. His play at linebacker was invaluable. For 3 years, Hedges was a rock on our defense, making play after play. Hedges was selected to the Tennessee High School Coaches All-State Team and All-Region Team. His passion to play the game and attention to detail was incredible. He was physical, tough, and relentless in his pursuit of the ball. Hedges was definitely instrumental in our turnaround after a 1-3 start. Yes, on the field, Hedges was a great player, but more importantly, the connections in the locker room with his teammates and coaches helped change the culture of Team 121. Hedges was a true captain for our team. Hedges Hayworth. Next up, Ned Freeland. Ned was a 2-year starter for us at offensive tackle. He was our blindside tackle this year and did a tremendous job. Ned's initial step and punch off the ball is one of the best we've ever had here at NBA. But anybody who knows Ned knows he's really, in his own mind anyway, he's really an athletic quarterback in an offensive lineman body. I will never forget Ned's toughness and desire to play the game. Ned had a severe ankle sprain during the last game of our regular season. With the playoffs ahead and knowing we were facing a tough Baylor team on the road, I knew we needed Ned to play. I saw Ned the following Monday and his ankle looked awful. All he said to me was, "Coach, I won't miss. I'll be playing next week." And play he did. Ned was vital. He was a vital part of our team's success this year, and I'm proud to say that Ned will be continuing his education at the University of Pennsylvania. Jordan Turks. Jordan began his senior football season on a mission. That mission was to outwork everyone on the field, become a great leader, and be a force in our defensive secondary. And I can tell you he accomplished all three parts of that mission. But it wasn't easy. Jordan had to miss 5 games in the middle of our season due to a broken hand. Facing that adversity, Jordan never wavered in his leadership or commitment to his team. His first game back from injury was against Brentwood Academy, and he played outstanding. It was great to see a one-armed young man make an interception to help seal the game against our rival. He continued to play great for the rest of the season. Jordan's leadership and outstanding play is one of the main reasons for our success this year. Jordan was voted to the Tennessee High School Football Coaches All-State Team and All-Region Team. And more importantly, he was one of our team captains. Jordan Turks.
Next up will be Coach Sean Jackson, our golf coach. He'll be talking about Jaron Leisure, who will be continuing his education at the University of Virginia.
Good morning. My first encounter with Jaron was when he moved to Nashville in the summer of 2018. Him and his mom were sitting on the couch in my office, and I was explaining our program and how we did things. Now, Jaron came to NBA already with a pretty strong track record. He was the Virginia 5A individual state golf champ. He had played a lot in national tournaments already, but I was explaining our program to him, how really that didn't matter. We have a strict no prima donna policy on our team, and you have to earn your spot to be on the team. You have to earn your spot to play. And we were talking, and he was all in. He wanted to be a part of that team environment, and for the next 2 years, Jaron proved that those words were not empty. Now, we can talk about his accomplishments, which, by the way, are probably unprecedented for a golfer here at NBA. He was a 2-time Tennessee Junior Player of the Year. He won every meaningful junior golf tournament in Tennessee, including a state record 62 to win the state championships. But his legacy will really extend far more than that. He will be missed far more than what his scores brought to the team. I will miss Jaron screaming across the fairway, encouraging his teammates. I will miss other competitors asking me if they could be paired with him. I'll remember him at practice and miss him intentionally playing a practice round with a younger player just to build him up. I'll remember him coming to my advisory at 7 a.m. with wet hair because he just finished an extra workout in the Y. And he did all this with an energy and optimism that made you think, where does he get that? I would check my fridge in the morning just in case he stole one of my Dr. Peppers to get that little extra boost of energy. It's these kind of things that have influence and have a lasting impact for our other golfers in the program that make a difference that scores alone do not. So, Jaron, congratulations. We're going to follow your career at UVA, and I'm not sure exactly the coaches know what they're getting from you. Congratulations, Jaron.
All right, next up will be Coach Matt Garvey, our lacrosse coach. He'll be talking about Steve Avery, who's going to the University of Denver, Jack Larish, who's going to Sewanee, and Noah Mendoza, who will continue his education at Lafayette College.
As we get into the lacrosse portion of this, I also want to recognize we've got a couple other lacrosse players that are signing for football, and so in total we have 5 lacrosse guys up here, and all 5 of them have been multi-sport athletes in high school, so I think that's a pretty neat accomplishment. Stephen Avery, going to the University of Denver, he introduced himself to the varsity lacrosse team midway through his freshman year against MUS. And if I remember correctly, we put him in the middle of the game, he got crunched, and then scored a goal and never looked back from there. Stephen is an All-American, Tennessean Player of the Year, first team All-State, and most importantly, state champion. He's one of the most competitive players I've ever coached. He doesn't like to lose, even in practice, even outside of practice. And that has done great things for him. He's going to the University of Denver. He's coached by Hall of Fame coach Bill Tierney. They won the NCAA Division I title in 2015. Been in the NCAA tournament 9 out of the last 10 years. And it is one of the oldest private universities in the Rocky Mountain region, something that I found out today on Wikipedia. Stephen, we're so proud of you, all the hard work you've put in, and we know that you're going to continue to put that hard work in. Congratulations.
Congratulations, brother.
Jack Larish, going to the University of South Sewanee. Jack is one of the most skilled long sticks I've ever coached. The goal that he scored against Macaulay his sophomore year was very impressive. I think he ran through about the whole Macaulay team. Jack's been on varsity all 4 years, having to play as a freshman, maybe when he didn't think he was ready, but we had some injuries, and he did a great job. He's also a state champion. Jack will be attending Sewanee, coached by Coach Marty Waters. Sewanee's a relatively new program for lacrosse, but they've made 5 NCAA tournament appearances in the last 13 years. Jack's going to do very well just up the road at Sewanee, which is nice for his coaches and his family, because we can travel up there and see him play, along with a couple other NBA players. Congratulations, Jack. Next, we have Noah Mendoza, who's going to Lafayette College, also known as one of the hidden Ivies in Easton, Pennsylvania. Noah is one of the most hardworking and competitive guys that I've coached. He's improved each year. Every time we've met with Noah after the end of the season, we've asked him, this is what we expect from you next year, and he's outperformed that. And so we're expecting big things this year too, Noah. Noah's state champion, All-American, first team All-State, but what he brings in practice and in games, all the intangibles and hard work, you can't quantify that. Noah's going to play at Lafayette College for Coach Pat Myers, who's in his second year at Lafayette, building a strong foundation at the Division I level. Noah is going to make, I think, an immediate impact there. And I know that Coach Pat Myers is very excited to get a player of Noah's athleticism, skill, and enthusiasm for the game. Congratulations, Noah.
All right, next up is Coach Cheevers, our head soccer coach, who will be talking about Henry Hilbert, who will be attending Cornell University next year. And Henry, hopefully, is the computer screen down there from Morocco.
Good morning. Henry, how you doing? All right, I hope you're behaving. You're looking good over there, by the way. All right. Today I have the pleasure to talk about Henry Hilbert. Henry graduated last year and took a gap year to study Arabic in Rabat, Morocco. During his time at MBA, Henry was a bright and intelligent student and an avid learner of foreign languages, with fluency in Spanish, French, and Arabic. Since the 7th grade, Henry has played a crucial role in the success of our soccer program. He captained the team last year and led winter workouts and long Saturday morning runs. On the field, Henry is a highly technical player who orchestrates the players around him with a smart and positive understanding of the game. In addition, he has a determined will to win and a never-say-die attitude. Next year, Henry is committed to play at Cornell University and will continue his foreign language studies. Additionally, he was offered and accepted a full tuition scholarship from the Army and will participate in ROTC. Henry Hilbert, well done.
This will be a first. I was kind of freaking out about that. I'm not the most technical person in the world. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. Last but absolutely not least is Coach Pat Killian, our head swimming coach. They're fresh off of a region championship, and he'll be taking, I think, 19 swimmers to state. And he'll be talking about George Mabry, who will be continuing his education at Sewanee.
You know, George to me embodies what's best about our sport and best about our program. Since he was a freshman, he's competed in every single race that he swam in, no matter if it may have looked on paper like he'd be outmatched. He swims best for his team when the meet is on the line, when his relay needs him, and he always competes with a sense of fun. I don't think I've ever seen George hole up at a meet or stop talking. He helps lift everyone up, and he's incredibly supportive of his teammates. George began swimming on our state championship relays as a freshman. He was our most improved swimmer as a sophomore, and last year he was our leading individual point scorer at state as a junior. He came to swimming relatively late. Really, he didn't get into the year-round pre-college level until a sophomore year. He had to sort of be convinced to swim. His JV lacrosse career will remain one of the great what-ifs of athletics here. But since he began training at that year-round club level, I think George has been the perfect ambassador of that kind of training. He hasn't let it dominate his life. He's made it approachable for other swimmers. He's convinced other swimmers that it's worth working that hard, it's worth that commitment, and that commitment can be incredibly rewarding. And I think we owe him a debt of gratitude for the people that he's helped to pull into the sport. I'd like to thank and recognize his coaches from Hillwood Country Club who helped to inspire his love of the sport as a kid, that kind of love that he still competes with today, and his coaches from Ensworth Aquatics who've helped to develop his skill to this pre-college level. We're very grateful to them and the help that they've been throughout George's career. So next year at Sewanee, George, I know you'll continue to be an exceptional competitor, an exceptional teammate. I'm very proud of you, and I think they're going to be very lucky to have you at the University of the South. Congratulations.
Not just yet. Not yet. I'm ready yet. Okie doke. Listen up. We're going to, first of all, I just want to say, guys, I know how hard each of you has worked in your respective sport. I'm so proud of you, and we all are. This is a great gathering of not just kids with some athletic abilities, but kids with academic abilities and leadership abilities. We're really, really proud of you. So what we're going to do now, I'd like you to get together in the middle, like I told you before. Yep, in the middle. We're going to take a few, parents, you can take pictures. Take a picture. We'll get one from Mr. Joya. When we're done with this, we'll have cake cutting and eat cake, and off we go. You can stay as long as you want.